Welcome back, everyone. If you're new and you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Blaker. I've been professionally coaching for 10 years, Diamond in all roles, Diamond to Peak. And today I have some valuable information for you today. I'm going to tell you when the season starts, and also I'm going to tell each role a little something to work on so that way you guys can prepare yourself for the season starting. So if that sounds good to you, let's hop right into it. So the season start date confirmed by Riot themselves is going to be January 10th. That means you have from now until the 10th to get your groove back if you haven't been playing, or to improve so you can go ahead and climb to a higher rank next season when you do start playing. If you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like you're not going to be able to get higher than what you've been at, if you feel like you're not even able to get to where you were, book that session at CoachBlaker.com. We'll get it all sorted out. It's a lot easier for us to work together to get you to reach your goals than struggling game after game after game, being frustrated and having those negative emotions impact your gameplay. So again, CoachBlaker.com. So with the season getting ready to start on January 10th, I decided to make this video because I wanted to give a little tip for each role. I want you guys to have as much time as possible to improve your play so that way when you do start, you're good to go. You're about to clap cheeks and you're gonna get higher ranks. So when January 10th starts and you guys want to start doing your ranked, you're gonna have to do 10 placements, and those placements decide how close you're gonna get to your rank that you left off on. Depending on how well you do, you get close to the rank you left off on. And there's a trend that tends to happen, and I've been coaching for 10 years, like I said, and it's the same thing that happens. Players will typically do their placements, get lower than the rank they left off on, and struggle the entire season to get back to where they were. The way the system works is you're supposed to get one tier every season. So if you're silver this season, you should be gold next season. If you're gold this season, you should be platinum next. Like, their system's designed to give you a rank each year, even if you guys don't feel like it. But what tends to happen is either the player will stay lower than that rank and at the end finally get to the rank that they were, which means they made zero progress and it's just kind of a whole year down the drain. Or what's going to happen is the player will get to the rank that they are and then they can't climb any higher than that, and then again the same exact thing, they're just kind of in the same spot. So within that, I really want to see everybody reach their goals, and I really want to see everybody get higher. I don't want to see people stuck in the same rank that they were last season. I don't want to see people struggling. I don't want to see people frustrated. So I'm going to try to give you these tips that's going to help you out and help you climb. Like I said, I reached diamond in every role, and I've been coaching for 10 years. I got you back like a butt crack. Let's hop into it. Let's go ahead and start with top lane. Focus more on wave management, trading, and securing Rift Heralds. Because you don't have a lot of impact around the map unless you have teleport, or unless you roam and then teleport top, it's still, revolving around your teleport. It's very hard for you to get the game in your favor unless that other laner lets you snowball off of them. A very, very easy way to start snowballing is force a fight at Rift Herald if you know you can win, or just take Rift Herald yourself, or sneak it with your jungler. Whatever it may be, try to get that Rift Herald every single game. I promise you, you'll realize how much easier your games are. Even if you don't grab it, your team will get it and they'll be able to use it elsewhere. It's huge. A lot of junglers, especially in elos like platinum and below, tend to just not go for Rift Herald, period. And so if you as a top laner can control when you get that Rift Herald and you get it every single game, especially if you're like silver, all games are going to be free, like free.com. What's going to happen is they're going to give it to you for free, or they're going to come try to fight you for it, and in which case you just kill them if you're, fed. So I'm telling you, it works wonders. So that's your job. Focus on that wave management, focus on those trades, and focus on securing that Rift Herald. Junglers, path towards your matchups, focus on balancing ganking and farming, and based on your champion, identify which is more important to that champion. If you're Kayn, you want to farm more than you want to gank. If you're Xin Zhao, you want to gank more than you want to farm. And then obviously toss in invades in there and what have you. But this is just kind of a general sense. A lot of the times, again, I'm just going to use platinum and below because it happens so much. It's kind of ridiculous. Junglers tend to just go up. No matter what it is, they'll go up and they'll just keep pathing up. And it's not towards the matchup. You'll path up once, gank bottom, then path up again. Why don't you just path down, gank bottom, path down, gank bottom? It opens you up for 2 more ganks, basically. Think of it this way. If I start top and path down bottom, if I skip my Raptors, my red, and my Krugs, I can gank bottom. Go back, farm my Raptors, red, Krugs, gank bottom again. You see what I mean? I get 2 times the gank bottom, and it's already on schedule. I'm spending most of my time bottom than it is if I go top, recall, can only gank bottom once. Mid laners, my beautiful, beautiful mid laners. Rotations are key. Unless you're playing like a heavily scaling mage middle, even though you still should be rotating if you can, but you know, just not as much. Look to impact the map. One of the things that mid laners can do is impact the map. They're basically a second jungler. And if you can win your lane plus impact the map, it's game over. So a lot of the times I'll notice that either the mid laner will typically just say, screw my lane and go roam everywhere and try to get fed. And if it doesn't work, they lose. Or they'll just sit in lane and do nothing and then try to wait and do something later. That's not the role of a mid laner. The mid laner needs to be impactful no matter if they are scaling or if they are an assassin or just whatever. The difference is how much you do it, okay? So focus more on the rotations. Focus on impacting your map. Focus on being aware. It's miles. If your jungler's invading, try to go with them if you can. Have that 2v1, get the kills, get the buff. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I promise. But focus on impacting the map. Any place that you see, try to be a part of it or try to get it to not happen if you feel like you can't be a part of it. ADCs, the role that complains the role is bad every single season whenever the role is actually good, and when it is bad, they say it's good. It's backwards, it's weird, I don't understand. But your role, focus on hitting power spikes throughout the entire game. The issue with ADC is players will get good farm early and then they'll just stop farming completely, and by 30 minutes they don't really have items to keep up, and then they say, well, I die in one shot or I don't have enough damage, and it's because you lack the farm throughout the entire game. ADCs scale the hardest, therefore you need the most gold. Think about it this way. If you were playing in RPG, role-playing game, and you were to enhance an item, it is extremely strong if you can get it to plus 10, right? But you have to get it to plus 10 or it's weak. That's what ADC is like. ADC is extremely strong, but you have to get it to that plus 10. And how do you get the plus 10? You have to keep feeding it materials so that way it can continue to level up and continue to enhance. Once you have all of it, you'll be unstoppable. And then obviously, just play safe. A lot of ADCs tend to be really over aggressive because they feel like the kills are more important. If you can just get your farm, you'll be able to out farm the other ADC and you'll just be able to crap on everybody mid to late game, I promise. Last but not least, support. You are the eyes in the sky. You are the one that dictates what's going to happen. I mean, junglers can do it too, but support, you have a lot of time to look around the map and see what's going on. You know, you should be pinging where junglers are. You should be pinging where people are roaming to. You should be pinging like everything that's happening on the map. You should ping your team about it. You should be able to call dragons. You should be able to know when you need to ward. It's not about, oh, I'm overextended, let's go ward. It's about the timing you go ward. Okay, well, I'm not going to die. My ADC is not going to die when I go roam. They're in a good spot. Like, it's basically your job to make sure that your team has what they need to succeed. If you fail at any of those, you're going to find support being extremely hard to carry as. Whether you're playing a aggressive support like Pyke or playing something more laid back like Yuumi or Sona or something like that. It all comes down to the macro when you're playing support, and if you feel like you are lacking in that, that could be one of the reasons why you feel like support is extremely hard. Because support doesn't have a lot of agency. They don't have the ability to solo dragons. They don't have an ability to like go invade and kill a jungler. I mean, yeah, some supports can do something, but if you're a traditional support, you're most likely not able to win the game without your team. And so you have to make sure your team is capable of carrying you and winning you that game. And to do that, you need to understand what they're supposed to be doing and what they're not supposed to be doing and how to incorporate that in your play. Book that session at CoachBlaker.com. We'll get it all sorted out. It's a lot easier for us to work together to get you to reach your goals than struggling game after game after game, being frustrated and having those negative emotions impact your gameplay. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week, and see you on January 10th when rank starts. Thank you guys for doing what? Approaching this like a coach.